king-size bed was an escape plan, was an open hand. Now it's a dog from hell, it's a dream you sell, it's an epitaph, it's a photograph. Day trader in a tie-dye jumpsuit and a gutter punk kid with a neck tattoo. They're hooking up at the unisex bathroom. It was Brooklyn, it was Friday, it was love. Across the bar sat the hip-hop purists, arguing with the jazz obscurists. And in the corner were the terrified tourists. Brooklyn, Friday love. Angel choirs on the corner all night, sing Johnny Cash and Jackson 5. A little heaven you can stumble into. We got your invite tonight. Don't try to fight it. Oh, it's just Brooklyn on a Friday. Don't try to fight it. Oh, it's just Brooklyn on a Friday. They come from Mississippi and La La Land, a new wave hippies and the pop goth glam. It's just cause parents don't understand. It was Brooklyn, it was Friday, it was love. From this roof you can see the stars. We are the left bank dreamers and the avant-garde. I'll sing my borrowed song on your borrowed guitar. It was Brooklyn, it was Friday, it was love. Angel choirs on the midnight G train, sing Beastie Boys and Kurt Cobain. A revolution you can learn to dance to with a friendly face on the way. Don't try to fight it. Oh, it's just Brooklyn on a Friday. Don't try to fight it. Oh, it's just Brooklyn on a Friday. Bushwick Avenue, Bedford Avenue, Franklin Avenue. I'm on my way, where are you? Don't try to fight it. Oh, it's just Brooklyn on a Friday. Don't try to fight it. Oh, it's just Brooklyn on a Friday. Don't try to fight it. Oh, it's just Brooklyn on a Friday. Don't try to fight it. Oh, it's just Brooklyn on a Friday.
How do I even do this anymore? Hello. It's been friggin' 2 weeks. How's everyone doing? Welcome in. It's Friday. What? I was gonna say it's Fridays with something. I don't know what Fridays are with anymore. It's 12-hour Friday. I'm gonna try and get through 12 hours. Yeah, welcome in, welcome in. Patho, good to see you as always. Maza, thank you so much for the resub. 6 months, holy crap. Newton, welcome back. Notes, welcome in. Can y'all hear me? Does everything sound good? Does it seem reasonable? Everything sounds okay. Everything looks okay. All right. A little quieter. I can pump those numbers up. Audrey, welcome in. I can pump those numbers up. I can also turn the music down a little bit. Oh my god. What a 2 weeks this has been. So if anyone isn't aware, I haven't streamed not just because of TwitchCon, but because of computer issues. So on back 2 weeks ago, not this past Sunday, but the Sunday before that, let me see if I can grab the tweet. It was the 15th, I believe. Yeah. Yeah. I was on, here we go. Let me copy this. Share. There we go. Okay, so I was on Den's, Denarius' podcasts talking about video games. It was a fun time. It was cool. However, as I booted up my computer in the morning, I usually just leave my computer running. As I booted it up that morning, I was greeted with a blank desktop. So I would, you know, like there's a taskbar at the bottom. So I could hit the Windows key. I could open up. I could launch programs. I couldn't search. I had 0 taskbar icons. So once I launched a program, if I minimized it, it was still running, but it wasn't there. Yeah, I couldn't unminimize anything. And I was like, huh? And I was basically like, well, I don't know what's going on. So I just launched all of my programs and I kept them up, and I made sure that everything was working, and I did the interview, and then more things kept happening. Yeah, I tried restarting. I tried force closing Windows Explorer, reopening it. Nothing worked. Basically, I've just been trying to back up as much stuff since then as possible. It's why I haven't streamed. I didn't want to add to the amount of like recordings and stuff that I needed to save, because also in this time, I bought a new laptop so that I can stream while I'm abroad. So I've been setting that up. And I also realized months ago, I'm such an idiot. So the NAS that I bought, the network attached storage device, I have like 35 terabytes of storage on there, just for like recordings, just to store them for a few years. I realized after I started using it, and after I got it like a good portion full, like I've been using it for a couple months, and it had the stuff that I put on the NAS has outpaced my storage devices in other areas, so it's not like I can move stuff off. I realized that the operating system of the NAS was so woefully out of date that it needed to be updated. Clever, welcome in. Ziggy, welcome in. welcome. I hope y'all are doing well. So yeah, so the problem with that is, in order to update the operating system of the NAS, you need to flash the entire thing again, which means you lose the RAID. Apparently, this is what I've read online, so I'm trying to be safe about it. You lose the RAID, you lose all of the data, you lose all of your configurations. So it's basically like you're factory resetting the NAS. You need to just kill everything and then update to a newer version of the OS, just because it's such a significant jump. So I've been trying for the past 2 weeks, also along with my computer issues, to slowly move everything off. I have about 5 terabytes left of storage space that I need to get off of there. So hopefully within the next month I can do that. It's taking so long because they're hard drives, and I'm limited by a lot of factors with this older operating system on the NAS. So yeah, that's fun. So there's been, I now have 2 terabytes on Dropbox that I'm using. I have 2 terabytes on Google Drive that I'm using. I have about 3 terabytes of free space on my PC that I'm using. I have about 4 terabytes of free space on my laptop that I'm using. So I'm just trying slowly to get all of my recordings off of the NAS, everything off, so that I can format it and I can get the operating system updated so that it's actually like, there's a lot of functions that I really want to use that I can't right now. So there's that. So yeah, so that's all the tech stuff that's going on. And then so that's why I didn't stream last week, because my PC, I just didn't know if it was gonna be workable, because it looked bad today. Like, I got back from TwitchCon, I turned on my PC, everything just works, everything's fine. There's no issues. There's no blank anything. It's snappy, it's fast, it's working as intended. So it's just one of those things where it's like, really? So anyway, I'm just I'm gonna do it anyway, because I have had small issues with my PC. Yeah, Loki telling you it needed a vacation. Yeah, it's like stop leaving me online for 3 weeks at a time. What's funny is I usually just leave my PC on, and I had given it a reboot that weekend, and when it booted back up, that's when I had the issue. So it probably needed a vacation, but it also caused me many issues. Oh god. So yeah, that's fun. And then yeah, so I planned on streaming a lot this month. That didn't happen. We're already on the 27th. Like we're basically done with this month. It's just like, what is it? Tomorrow's Halloween, right? No, the 31st is coming up. Couple days. You know, it's just one of those things where it's like, well, what can you do? Sometimes you need a break. I didn't want a break. I didn't want, well, this week I wanted a break after TwitchCon and being sick. I wanted a break. But yeah. Oh. But yeah, you can probably hear it in my voice a little bit, but it's so, I came back from TwitchCon. We're going to get through the TwitchCon recap. I don't think it's going to take too long. Cause unlike AX, not a lot of, well, some stuff happened, but I don't have like a huge loot pool to show y'all. I'm going to show you like some business cards and stuff that I got, which is pretty cool. I got some cool stuff, but, I'm trying to think. Yeah, none of that. Yeah. But when I got back, I realized that I was sick. So the first day I felt fine. I was just tired from travel. And then the next day I was like, oh, and I've basically just been either in bed or in the bathroom for the past, since then. Because I got back on Tuesday. So what's it, Wednesday, Thursday, and then today I've finally been feeling mostly better. Still have like a sore throat. I still sound a little bit weird to myself when I talk. So fun times. I'm sure everyone at work hates me because I've been gone for a week. So the thing is, I don't think I have COVID. I took a test yesterday. Yesterday. It was negative. I was going to take a test today and I forgot. So I'll probably take a test either after stream or tomorrow. But yeah, Sam, welcome in. It's not COVID. like COVID last time, unless it's like some weird different strain that I'm completely fine with. COVID just knocked me out for about 3 weeks. When I got it back in, was it April? Something like that. It's been like 6 months. Hope it clears soon. Thank you. Thank you. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, it's if you paid attention at all to the Twitter sphere, it's like everyone got COVID from Twitchcon. I don't know if it's a Vegas thing or if it's a Twitchcon thing, because I feel like I know probably not as many people that I know, like streamers or whatever, went to AX, but I feel like this is the first, like, this is like the biggest wave of COVID infections that I've seen in our community, like, in a long time. Yeah, it's been bad, like really, really bad. Like, everyone has it. Guess what happened in Vegas didn't stay in Vegas. It's true. It's true. That sucks. Oh my god. So let me grab my schedule here. Wait, why? How is this auto mod? That's so weird. All right, we're gonna allow that through. How has nobody said that phrase before on this channel? That's so weird. It just takes one person. Yeah. 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 It's cool though. I'm really glad that I went. Like, some things happened that I'm like sad about, or like they didn't go the way that I wanted. But part of it is on me, and part of it is just like, it is what it is, you know. It's like that sort of stuff. Your rideshare expense was, oh my god. What's funny, Patho? We'll get to that. But what's funny is I wasn't even the worst. I know people who spend over $1,000 on transportation in Vegas over the weekend, like the long weekend. It was bad, like really bad. Marcy, welcome in. Did you meet Techie? I did meet Techie. I meant to get a picture with Techie. I forgot to get a picture with Techie. I was so pissed. Like, afterwards, I was so pissed off. I was just like in the moment. And whenever I meet people, I like, what, quote unquote famous people or whatever. I never want to like waste their time or like overstay my welcome. Even though I'm one of those like standing man emoji people where I'll hang around for a little bit. I don't want to directly waste their time as much as I possibly can. I want to try to be a conscientious person, because like there's enough people at meet and greets that are not that. We could have had Eggception. I know. Just no. I was cool. Okay, I was totally cool meeting Techie. It's actually not my first interaction with him. I met him back at TwitchCon last year. And if anyone, wait, did I never make a video? I never made that video. It's been a year and I never made that video. I have a bunch of footage from. I did a stream after TwitchCon last year that went over the whole Techie saga. That should be up on YouTube. It should be like around now-ish, last year. Maybe like a week. It should be like mid-October from last year. up on the Vod's channel if you want to take a look. But I did a stream where I recapped TwitchCon, and then I went through I went through the whole Techie saga from last year, because he's part of my lore. He's technically part of my lore. But yeah. Okay, so let me get my calendar out here so that I have my schedule. So because if anyone doesn't know, my memory is just absolute garbo, like absolute garbo. So I need help. I need help remembering things. I need help remembering things. Okay, here we go. Here we go. And then we're gonna go here. Yeah, exactly. So I when I went to TwitchCon, I flew out on Thursday morning, and I landed in Vegas, and I didn't really have any plans for Thursday. Let me get my... I was just planning on chilling and like sort of getting the lay of the land and that sort of stuff. But let me, for anyone that doesn't know, if you have like Google Maps on your phone, you can go back in time and see where you went. It's scary, but it's kind of cool at the same time. That's what it is. Man, I'm so glad that we have technology, because if I didn't have... Google does like, yeah, you can opt out of this, but I'm pretty sure they're still tracking you. You just don't get access to the data in an easily digestible way. So I'm still opted in. They still track you. You just don't get any benefit from it. All right. Let me do this real quick. I'm just grabbing my images here. And then I can get this up. Actually, you know what I can do? Let me just do this. And then I can get... I'll just open my Twitter. Y'all, I'm gonna reuse some of my Twitter stuff. All right, where's my highlights? Here we go. Yeah, here we go. Oh God, this is gonna help me so much. Okay. Let's move over here. There we go. Okay, so This is fun. We're gonna do this, and then we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna do this. Okay. And then we can probably move our guy over here. There we go. All right, I think I'm good. All right, cool. So here's this poorly edited I did this while traveling. I was like, oh, I kind of need something to or I did this like not on my computer. I did this on my phone. I was like, what do I have that I can just like slap together and this works kind of. So for those that didn't see, I had some new business cards. Made up. So we've got the old ones over here, they're still very good. I really like these. They're nice and shiny, and they're sparkly, and they look very cool in the sunlight. It's kind of hard to show them in like a still image, but they're very cool. I love it. And then we had a secret project that me and Enzo were working on for the past while. But we've got over here, I asked Enzo right here, Enzo_EXE on Twitter. I asked Enzo to make me a business card that looks like a Japanese business card. So we've got Bidet Gang, incredible design. We've got the bidet here. We've got the you like look down at the toilet bidet design, and then we've got the little nozzle over here, Bidet Gang, and then on the right side it actually says Bidet Gang in Japanese, which is what it says here. And then we've got all of my information here, and then we've got the QR code. Thanks, Notes. Nice. We've got the QR code that goes directly to the Discord since it's Bidet Gang. So I handed out a lot of these. I ordered. I didn't know what I was gonna do. I ordered 100 of these, and I think I gave out half of them over Twitchcon. I think it was about half. I definitely should have handed out a lot more. I should have been like at the well, again, we'll get into it, but there was a VTuber meetup. I should have just like everyone, I should have been like, here you go. Like no spiel, no anything, just like, here you go. But my social anxiety stopped me from doing that for the most part. You get one and you get one. Just because like I'm so proud of this design. Like Enzo just knocked it right freaking out of the park. I had so many compliments on the designs of both of these cards, and I think it's well deserved. Like Enzo did the base design, and then I made the choice to, on these guys, make them pearl, make them shine, and then on this one I got the white embossed. It looks so cool. I love it. Anyway. So day of, talking about my travel anxiety. Yeah, I just get sick to my stomach. When I think about traveling, when I think about flying in particular, it's just bad. I usually don't sleep before I have to fly. So that happened. And then I get to the airport, and there aren't any, like, I've had global entry and I've had pre-check for the past 5 years, something like that. And I get to the airport and I'm looking at my ticket on my phone and I'm like, where's the pre-check logo? And I'm like, oh, maybe they changed it. I don't know. So I get to the end of the pre-check line. Thankfully, pre-check, like, for those that don't know, if you're in the US, you can buy a service for $80 every, I think, 5 years or so. It's 3 or 5 years. You can buy a service called Global Entry. And Global Entry comes with a service called Pre-Check for free. And the part that pertains here is Pre-Check. In the US, there is a separate line for those that pay for a service where you go to a website, a government website, you put in all of your information. It's basically like applying for a job. You put your past housing information, you put your past jobs, you put your past everything, like all of the information that they're asking you. It's like crazy. It's basically a very, very high-end background check. You put all that information in the website, and then you have to schedule a physical interview. Most of them are at airports, with an official. And a lot of times you have to schedule like months and months out because they're all booked. And you just have to wait. You have to go do a physical interview where they ask you questions about yourself and like, what's your travel history? Have you been out of the country? Blah, blah, blah. When, where, all kinds of stuff. And then if everything goes well, you get approved for pre-check, which means you get a shorter line at the airport. You don't have to take your shoes off. You don't have to take your belt off. You don't have to take your hoodie off. You can leave your electronics in your bag. And you just go. So, line. Super short. I haven't seen more than 10 people in line for pre-check before. Very quick. And also, you don't have to remove your clothing. Also, you only have to walk through a metal detector. You do not need to walk through the full body scanners that we have in the US now. So, for me, that's a huge deal. And I think it's very worth it. And I think everyone should look into it. It's a little bit of a hassle and it's a little bit of money, but I think it's worth it. So Global Entry, on the other hand, is basically the same thing, except when you're coming back and you're entering the United States from abroad, it allows you to skip the 500 person line into immigration and just be like, well, here's my information, here's my passport. There's like little terminals for Global Entry, and it's basically the same thing. You're just like pre-cleared to enter back into the country, and it's like an honor system. So as long as you're following the rules, it takes a fraction of the time to get through, which is so nice, especially when you're trying to make connections coming back into the US. So if you're coming back from abroad into the US and you have a connection that's like 2 hours or something like that, normally a 2-hour connection is like insane. You're probably not going to make that. Never book international travel with 2-hour connections after changing countries. It's just not going to happen. There's so much with immigration and stupid crap. But with Global Entry, it only takes like 20 minutes. There's a much shorter line. You just scan a couple things, check yes or no on a couple of questions. It takes your picture, and then you just move on. It gives you a little slip of paper. You hand it to one of the security guards in a separate line, and they look at it and they look at you and they're like, okay, go get your luggage. It's very, very nice. Very nice. So anyway, this time, I looked at my ticket when I was flying out, and pre-check wasn't on the ticket. I don't know how that happened. I must not have put in the information when I bought the ticket, or I was like app. This is a problem for future Eggy. I don't feel like looking up the number right now. So I waited through the pre-check line, and they scan my card, and it goes, "Arr!" And they look at me like I'm a freaking idiot, and they're like, "You don't have pre-check." I was like, "But I always have pre-check. I've had pre-check for years." Like, and then I looked at the thing, and I was like, "Oh, I guess I actually don't have pre-check on this ticket." I thought maybe like it would automatically apply it for some reason. It didn't. So I had to go back to the beginning of the regular security line, go through, remove my remove my belts and my shoes and all of that, do the normal shenanigans, get full body scanned. Everything was fine. Like, it was fine. It just added like 20 minutes to my experience, and it was very annoying. But also, talking to some other people, how many of y'all get to the airport more than an hour ahead of time? Anyone feel like chatting about that? Because I'm one of those people, usually do. I'm one of those people who I will get at least 2 hours early, if not more. Because missing a flight is something that is not acceptable. It's extremely not acceptable. You do, Sam? Okay, Newton. All right. Yeah. I've heard of people who cut it extremely close, and they're like, "I'd rather just wait around at home instead of waiting at the airport." And it's like, bruh, so if something happens, okay, so 2 particular times this has saved me. One was similar to the thing that I just explained, except the line for the regular security was extremely long, and it took me like an hour to get through security, but I was 2 hours early to the airport, so it didn't matter to me. I got through, and it was fine. My plane was boarding when I got through security, but it wasn't that big of a deal. And then another time, when I left the house, so I did a bad thing. I always fly out. When I fly out, I always book the earliest flight that I possibly can. You aim to be past TSA with an hour to spare. I like your style. Exactly. I want to get a coffee. I want to go sit next to my gate, and I want to just chill. That's perfect. Yes, I like that, Sam. But one other time that always comes to mind when I'm talking about like getting to the airport early is I always book the earliest flight that I possibly can for a multitude of reasons. However, this time in particular, I wasn't thinking or there wasn't anything available or something. So when I went to fly, the flight that I picked was at 9 o'clock in the morning. Seems early, right? Yeah. However, when your flight is at 9 and you're trying to get to the airport, what happens around 8 o'clock in the morning? 8 o'clock in the morning. That's right, rush hour traffic. So when you're trying to Uber to the airport during rush hour traffic and there's an accident on the highway, sometimes it can take you an hour and a half instead of like a third of that to get to the airport when you're not planning for it. So thankfully, I'm the type of person who's trying to get to the airport at least 2 hours early. So when I made it to the airport that time, I had about 20 minutes to get through security, and I had pre-check, and it worked, and I didn't miss my flight. Even though I had like an hour and a half of traffic in between me and the airport. Oh my God. Not afraid of a plane, but you have anxiety for the terminals. Oh. Usually get a migraine. Yeah. Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. So for me, I get anxious specifically with connecting flights, because like where I fly out of, I'm very familiar with the airport, and when you fly into somewhere, you're just landing, so there's no stress. You're just landing, and then you get your luggage or whatever. Which another thing, I never check luggage. I'll have to check luggage going to Japan next month, but I never check luggage. I have a huge backpack that I use. But yeah, you just, when you connect flights, you're in an unfamiliar airport. Sometimes, like LAX, you have to leave security and re-enter. You never know like what it's gonna be. A lot of airports have auxiliary terminals where you have to take a bus from like the landing terminal back to the main area, and then maybe take a bus to where your plane is taking off as well. That adds a lot of time. A lot of terminals have like a light rail system in between the different sections of the terminals. You never know. And you can do some research beforehand, but if you've never actually been to an airport, it's not actually like, it's just so, I hate it. Okay. I just hate it. It's actually the worst. It's actually the worst. So when you have an hour or so to get to your next flight, and you're in an unfamiliar airport, and you have to take a bus from the terminal to the gate, and plus they change the gate at the last minute sometimes. It's just garbage. It's just garbage. I hate it. It's actually the worst. So anyway, when I'm thinking about all of those things that could happen, thankfully I fly direct whenever I can. But like I always get super anxious when I'm thinking about plane travel specifically. It's just the worst. It's just actually the worst. Like every instance that they could make things easier, it's not. It's actually the most difficult thing ever. Need a plane to get to the second plane. Exactly. But yeah, so flight goes fine. Like I said, it was a direct flight. Landed in Vegas. This is a picture from Vegas, the Vegas airport. And then I go out and I'm like, hey, this is actually not too bad. Difference, it was like 75 at the time because it was still morning. And I was not in direct sunlight because they have this massive garage where you get picked up from the airport. And I was like, hey, the weather's not bad yet. Wow. Next picture. Oh, my hubris. Oh, my hubris. I wonder if I can just, okay, here we go. That's a lot better. So yeah, this is the Las Vegas Convention Center. It's friggin' massive. It's friggin' massive. They had this entire parking lot blocked off. I guess I'll go. So I get picked up. I did my first Uber ride for the trip. I get picked up at the airport. I go directly to my hotel. It's like 11 o'clock in the morning. And they're like, yeah, you can't check in right now because we fully booked last night and we have no available rooms. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. I'm used to it. I can wait a few hours. So I waited, and I only had to wait like an hour or so, and they texted me. They're like, hey, your room's ready. And I'm like, oh, sweet. Oh, sweet. Thank you. So I got in my room, I unpacked, and I'm like, hey, it's still early-ish because it was like 12:30. And I was like, why don't I go try and pick up my badge? Turns out that was a good idea, but it was also a bad idea. because it was 12:30, which means it was high noon, which means the sun was blasting, and they didn't have any shade. So I had my first walking experience. So I walked to the convention center. Where I was staying was about oh my god. Okay, hold up. Let me do this. I'm gonna hide this. I'm gonna open Google Maps and I'm gonna show you what I was dealing with. Here we go. Okay. Okay. So, this right here, this is the Las Vegas Convention Center West Hall. Okay. This is the Las Vegas Convention Central Hall. And then this is the Las Vegas Convention Center South Hall. Now, if you notice, the West Hall is normal and the Central Hall is normal. However, there's a little heart on the South Hall. That crossover was crazy. Wait, what? Wait, wait, what do you mean? Oh no. Oh yeah, me and Nikita. Yeah. Yeah, we'll get there. Nikita's a cool guy. Nikita's pretty great. Which also, if anyone knows Nikita is not Russian, Nikita is Ukrainian. I learned that this weekend. Huge difference. I've heard people call him Russian before, and I didn't know. Okay, but yeah. So as we're going through here, so the Las Vegas Convention Center is freaking massive. It's huge. The campus, if you walk from the South Hall to like up here, it takes like 20 minutes. It takes like 15 minutes or so. And you have to cross like major roads and stuff. It's actually crazy. Yeah, so there's the West Hall, there's the North Hall, there's the Central Hall, and then there's the South Hall. And you notice that there's a little heart right here. There's a little heart right here. When I bought my hotel, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get as close as possible to the convention center. However, I was dumb and I didn't notice on the Twitch website for Twitchcon, it says specifically West Hall West, which is all the way up here. You know why this has a little heart on it? Because this is where I thought the convention center was. I thought it was right here. I didn't even notice that this was a thing. So I was like, here's a convention center. Let me get a hotel that is close. So I stayed right here. And I was like, wow, it's only a 5-minute walk. It's only a 5 to 10 minute walk right here. No big deal. Right here. Turns out that was the worst mistake I could have ever made in Vegas. I could have stayed at any of these places. I could have stayed so much closer. I could have stayed here. I could have stayed here. I could have stayed here. I could have stayed like any of these places. I could have stayed on the strip. That would have been even better. I could have just stayed on the strip all the way down here. I could have stayed somewhere and just gotten a couple extra Ubers and it would have been fine. But no, I stayed here because I was like, I'll just walk. Worst mistake of my life, because from here to the west west center took about 20 minutes in direct sunlight in 90 plus degree weather in the desert. Not fun. Not fun. So yeah, that was totally my bad. Totally my bad. So the first 2 days I walked, the last 2 days I got an Uber, and it was like a $20 Uber from here to here after the tip and everything. It was like a $20 Uber. I'm not smart. So what's interesting is they have the Las Vegas Tesla loop. They have a loop, and it's free if it's within the convention center. So they have a little you see where the station is right here? So this is the light rail which goes from the west gate, which I could have stayed at as well, but it goes down here and then it goes down here and then it goes down here. This light rail station I could have used, but as you can see, I'm here. It takes about 10-15 minutes just to walk to the light rail station, so that's not helpful. And then if I were to take this up to here, it still takes another 10-15 minutes because of the way that the roads are to walk to the convention center. So it was just like the worst location I could have chosen. There is a Tesla loop that I ended up taking once, that goes from about here all the way over to here. But the time it takes to get in here, go down the stairs, and get in line, wait for a Tesla to show up in your area, and then to take you to here, and then you come back up. It's dumb. It takes way too long. I still don't understand why the Tesla loop is a thing. They have drivers down there. It's not like it's even automated or anything. I have no idea. Anyway. So I ended up walking half the time, and I was super sweaty, and I ended up taking an Uber the other half of the time, and it wasn't that big of a deal. But it was expensive. Okay, moving on. Oops, where is it? Here we go. So, day one. Curse! Welcome in. Welcome in. Day one, I get to the convention center by walking. I walk some more, and then I finally get to the badge pickup. I take a picture. It's extremely hot. As I say right here, it's brutal out here. There was like a 5-minute wait. There was nobody in line. I was very happy. And then, so after I pick up my badge, which was fine, like everything's fine. You have to give them your ID, and then they make you say your Twitch username out loud. The girl behind the counter is like, "And what's your Twitch username?" And I'm like, C399CY_VTuber. She's like, "Okay, here's your badge." And I was like, don't make me say the whole thing. But I went to so let's see, where is it? We can zoom in a little bit. So this is the Convention Center West Hall. This is where the magic happened. This diamond lot, this is where the badge pickup happened, right? This is the loop, the Tesla loop station. So I'm in a VTuber only Discord for TwitchCon. I met a lot of really cool people over the weekend that I was not aware of before. There was a lot of really cool active people in that Discord. And the magic spreading germs. Yeah, pretty much. That's like the theme of the weekend. But I was trying to like time with a couple people trying to pick up badges and stuff, and I was just like, nothing was working. People were either showing up before me or much later. Like there was a lot of people flying in at like 6 or 8 or whatever at night, and I was just there. I was like, I can hang around, see if I knew anyone. And I ended up going to this place. Where is it? Right here. Tacos El Gordo. Very expensive. I think it was like $6 for a taco. But to be honest, like looking back, that's not actually that expensive. They were very good tacos here. Very good tacos. Walking distance from the convention. I ended up meeting a couple VTubers over there. It was very fun. Very fun. They wanted $3.50 for a big gulp. Oh my god. The nerve. This place was so good though. I'm glad I got to sit down with a couple people that I'd never met before, but we had some nice conversation. The fat guy in Spanish. I figured it was something along those lines. Said basically they had very good tacos, but I also got a vampire taco and a quesadilla, and both of them were just like loaded with cheese. It was amazing. It was actually incredible. So it makes sense. It makes sense. I also got their horchata was amazing. I always get horchata when I go to a new Mexican place. And I judge them based on their horchata, based on how sweet it is or how watered down it is. But yeah, I think that was pretty much, let me see. I think that was pretty much the first day. Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty much all that happened. You're not Mexican, by the way. Why didn't you break your PC? Listen, sir, it's not my fault. Okay, it's not my fault. By the way, it's still in the same state that it was 2 weeks ago. However, when I booted it up after vacation, everything worked. Everything was like perfect, and it's been fine since. So I am still going to reformat it and do everything like that. However, I should be able to stream in the meantime. I'm working on a bunch of stuff. You missed the beginning of the stream where I was saying I need to reformat and upgrade the operating system on my NAS.
El Gordo.
Thanks, son. Just needed some alone time. Pretty much. I needed to be offline for a week. But yeah, so we're reformatting the NAS, we're reformatting my PC, and we're setting up my new laptop for Japan. I'm doing all of that in the next month. Less than a month. I'll go over that after we go over TwitchCon. Windows 11 reports having problems with the background apps. Uh-oh. My laptop is Win 11. Oh no. My laptop is Windows 11. Oh no. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. or web browser. just literally everything that I use. No big deal, just literally everything I use. Let's go. Okay. So after I had dinner with some friends, some new friends, I left the convention center. I went back to my hotel. I found out that it took about 25 minutes to walk. It was like 25 minutes. It was hot. The sun was going down at that point, so it wasn't the worst, but it was just, I was like, I'm not happy with this location. So yeah, we go to day one. We got some Senpai Squad. There was a huge Senpai Squad booth. Huge, very big. They had a car there with Giga as their feature on the wrap. It was very, very nice. I liked it a lot. And here's the thing. I didn't post here, but I posted here. Right here. Here we go. Here's the next one in line. Okay, we're hitting partner in the next year, standing in the Twitchcon Las Vegas affiliate line for hours. Ain't it? Okay, so this is official day one. This is Friday morning. Do you see this? You see this little fence right here? So I was probably in the first 50 people to show up in the morning. The doors opened at 10. I was in line at 8:15, 8:30, and there were like 50 people, less than 50 people in front of me. I think I was probably between 30 and 50th place in line. Very cool, right? However, that means I had to stand. You see this right here? You see this right here? This is direct sunlight, no shade. These trees helped zero. And I had to stand there for almost 2 hours in the sun. It was very fun. You see this other half of the sidewalk all over here? This was specifically for partners. This was specifically for partners. Notice how none of them are stupid enough to show up this early. But also, there's not even enough of them to make a line. So whenever a partner showed up, they just like walked over and walked in. No big deal. No big deal. Fool, I know. I did a lot of dumb things over the weekend. So that was a thing. I did get in, but what's cool about me being one of the first 20 in was, you see this here, I was able to get meet and greet tickets for Iron Mouse, which was at 11 o'clock that morning, and Giga and Fruit, which was at 1 o'clock, I think. They had limited numbers of tickets, so I went right to the Senpai Squad booth. I picked up those tickets for the same day, so I was super happy about that. And then I went over to the Stream Elements booth, and I was able to get a ticket for, I was 32nd to get a ticket for the it was like Bao, Numi, Yuzu, Vienna, Cinder meet and greet for the next day. So I was able to get a ticket for that as well. So I was super happy that I was in early. However, I was also drenched in sweat and very uncomfortable. So what's cool here is Connor, I didn't even know this was happening, but this was another booth, quote unquote booth at TwitchCon. Standard state? Yeah, that's true. That's true. But for me, it's like less so. I like to not be sweaty. I will take a break to not be sweaty. This was one of the coolest ideas I have ever seen in my life. I don't know how I didn't hear about this beforehand, but I was walking past and I was like, what is this giant blank wall? What is going on? And then I looked and it said Sea Dog. And I was like, what the frick? And then if you look at the side, they had like little signs in there and it was like, this is your, well, originally the sign said this is your chat box. And then they taped over that and put canvas after like the first day. But they invited people to draw anything they wanted to on both sides of this. There was 2 sides of this canvas and it was amazing. Some of the craziest, coolest art. There were like tattoo artists that took up giant chunks of it. Sarah from crap, what is it? Veiny Curb. Yeah, I know it was cursed. I know it was. From 7M, took up a huge section. He spent like 14 hours over day 2 and 3 on the other side of this. Just like he took up almost 2 full panels of this with art, and it was crazy. But it was really cool. Originally it was going to be like an IRL My Place, where they, after every day, they were going to wipe the whole thing clean, and they only ended up doing that after day 1 because it was too much work. They found that it was extremely difficult to get rid of everything, even though they specifically like made it so that it was easy to like clean back to white. You know, furry cons and some anime cons have done public canvases for at least a decade. Really? I've never heard of something like this before. But it's like an awesome idea though. I really like it. But the concept, specifically the concept of this one was every day they were gonna wipe it clean and start fresh in the morning. And then they just didn't do that. After day 1, they didn't do that. But it still turned out really well. I really liked it a lot. So if you notice, yeah, I mean, like Veiny Kirby was just one instance of like, I can see people being the worsts, but thankfully we didn't really have any issues with this, so that's really nice. But what you notice is it's kind of dark. You notice like it's kind of like compared to like if you look at this, the Bob Ross, like they had a live Bob Ross like drawing thing. I don't know why. I think there's like a Bob Ross Twitch channel that's just playing Bob Ross. I don't know why, but they had a thing. See how it's like nice and lit up? It's nice and like bright, and then you go over here and it's like kind of dark and dingy and whatever. Apparently they were trying to charge Connor, I believe the number I heard was $30,000. It was either 10,000 or 30,000 to provide overhead lighting for their booth. For this section. And he was like, nah. Which, yep. That makes sense. Those solid gold light bulbs. I know, right? But yeah, it was pretty crazy. So they weren't allowed to set up their own because union, maybe. I just think they didn't have space to set up their own. Vegas electricity do be expensive. But I did draw a bad egg. I tried my best, chat. I tried my best. All right, let's see. Here we go. All right, here's the next one. It's 1-to-1. I tried. It's a little tall. It's a little tall. Where's the mousy posts? Did I do a mouse post later? It's lost somewhere in here. I had to delete something and it broke my it broke the thing. It broke the tweet thread. Tall, Eggy, lore accurate. I mean, yeah, that's kind of true. You aren't allowed to set up your own booth power in Chicago. A union worker has to plug it in and run the extension cord. That's crazy. I mean, I'm totally in support of unions, but it's funny how like they like so many things have to like you have to jump through a bunch of hoops and stuff. So I did get to meet Mouse. Is the okay? So that's coming up. That's coming up. I'll do these two and then we'll get there. All right. So I got to see Mouse first, but this is the first post here. So I got to talk to Giga. She's amazing as always. I've been a fan of Giga for a couple years now, even though I'm not like a super regular in her channel or in her chat. And she was super blurry, and then my camera focused on myself. So if anyone took any pictures of this meet and greet, Giga was like 420p and Fruit was very crisp and full resolution. So my picture sort of evened them out. But I asked them about bidets. I was like, I try to like think of like something that I can ask or a question, especially when there's like two of them, because it's like whatever. You want to ask something that's like pertaining to both of them, right? So they were both very much on board with the bidet gang. They were very much in support of bidet gang. As I think I only met one person through the course of this through the course of TwitchCon where I mentioned bidets and they were like, not me. And I was like, huh? And they're like, yeah, I had a traumatic experience with a bidet when I was a child. And I was like, oh, I could kind of see that. When you don't know what a bidet is and you press a button as a child, yeah, I could see how that can be traumatic. The water fountain incident. So then we have Mousy. I also get to meet Mouse again. So 1 year later, I met her for the first time at TwitchCon last year. That was back. She's so sweet. She said she loved my model and she gave me a follow way back then, which like she's following so many thousands of accounts now, but it was really sweet. It was really funny. But I finally got to meet her again. Just I never know what to say, so I just gushed about how thankful I am that we have a Mousy in the community to just like, she's just so inspiring and she's helping so many people behind the scenes like live their best lives, you know, especially with like a bunch of the people that are like joining V Shoujo now. I know Mousy pulled a lot of strings behind the scenes, and I was like, just thank you for that. Thank you for helping people achieve what they want to achieve and like giving them options and that sort of stuff, you know? Yeah, she's Satan, but she is definitely an angel. Angle. Oh. It was awesome. I always love talking to Mouse. And then I basically just spent the whole day just like walking around the convention center, talking to people, meeting up with people. I'm trying to think who I actually talked to on day one. It's all such a freaking blur. It's all a blur. But I know that I ran into, I'm pretty sure it was day one. Yeah, because I was in line. Oh yeah, it was this. I was in line and somebody was behind me in line, and we were just like, they were making friendly conversation with a friend of theirs. And I was like, man, that person seems really familiar. And then I was getting to the end of the line, and I turned around and it was Mirdid. Let me see if I can get, here we go. This person right here. I met them last TwitchCon at the meet and greet for VTubers, and we ended up, like, at the end of the meet and greet, we ended up chatting outside. Like, everyone was slowly leaving, and it was just like us two and a few other people, and we just chatted for like an hour at the last TwitchCon. It was pretty awesome. So I ended up, they were behind me in line for one of the meet and greets, and we ended up reconnecting, which was pretty awesome. And we ended up chatting, and then after the meet and greet, I got to walk around with them and a friend of theirs, and explore the convention center. That was really awesome. I did not expect to run into them so early, but we had planned on meeting up again at some point. Let's see. And then it's time for the VTuber meet and greet. There were so many people there. You could hardly walk around. There were, when it first started, there were a handful of huge VTubers, like big VTubers that were there at the very beginning. I think 10 minutes later, they pieced out of there because there were so many people. It was crazy. But if anyone was there and you heard a loud smashing sound, that was me. My water bottle that I have had for years and years and years and years, the little like cap like popped off of it, and it fell to the ground and completely shattered the bottom of it. It was full of water. So it made in the middle of a group of VTubers, it made an explosion sound, which is not something that you want to do. I was very mortified. Thankfully, I was wearing my Vessies, which are waterproof. Sponsor when. IRL sound bit, right? But yeah, so that happened. I had to throw away my water bottle of years and years. I was very sad, which also meant I didn't have a water bottle for the rest of the con. I was very upset. Very upset. Let's see. Here we go. Here's the thing. Finally, good mileage from it. Yeah, that's true. What's funny about that, and what makes it super sentimental to me, going back to this, I worked in IT, right, for a long time, and I used to work for a company who did a bunch of like small businesses and stuff. We just took care of their networks and servers and computers and stuff. One of our clients was a fairly large campground, and one day in the middle of summer, me and a coworker went out to the campground. It took a long time to get there, so it was out in the middle of nowhere, and we were about to have lunch, and my coworker whips out a Coke, like a Coca-Cola. It was like 90 something degrees out. We were both sweating our butts off. The camp director walks over and was like, "What are you guys doing?" And we're like, "Well, we're gonna go get something to eat." And my coworker was like chugging a Coke, and he's like, "Guys, you're so stupid. Come with me." And we're like, "Huh?" And he leads us to the gift shop for the campground, and he's like, "Take a water bottle, go fill it up with water, and drink that." So this is a branded camp Nalgene, very, very nice water bottle that I've had for years and years and years. That was a gift. It was a gift to me. So it's even sadder to see it finally bite the dust. And here we have it. There were so many people. There were so many people at the meet and greet, but I finally ran into Nikita. I tagged them here. I think a lot of people miss. I should have just put it up in here, but I tagged them on the picture. Nikita is, I think, if Sen is still around. Sen, were they your first commission, or it was just that the first like major commission? I'm trying to remember. But I've known Nikita for a little bit online, but we haven't really spoken that much. But Sen did their model and their current model, like every iteration of it. Sen, my rigger and artist. So we finally did we finally got to say hi. We finally got to meet up. We finally got to chat. And it was so cool. Nikita's awesome. But it was so cool to get this picture. Sensational brotherhood over here. All right, where's the next one? All right, so Friday. So that was at 5 o'clock. I think I stayed for about an hour and a half, and then people started to leave. To go to for people that had the Twitchcon party stuff. Here's the problem. I was exhausted. I hadn't eaten anything all day. So I went to the TwitchCon party basically like by myself. I knew a couple people were there. I didn't really know what was going on. So the TwitchCon party was at Area 51. Not 51. Area 15. Area 15. Which is... There's a convention center. Here it is. Area 15. You can't walk to Area 15 from the convention center because you have this highway and this highway. There's literally no way to get there. If you wanted to walk, you would have to walk an hour and a half to get to Area 15 from the convention center, just because of the way that the roads are set up. So I had to take an Uber to Area 15. That's where they were having the Twitchcon party. Expensive, but kind of worth it. I wish I wish I wasn't so tired and hungry. Otherwise I would have been able to have a lot more fun. Because I go there, I met some more people, some cool people, VTuber related people at the party. But the problem is, I didn't know half the things that were available in Area 15. Like, I was walking around, all I wanted was food, because they had food provided. So I just wanted to find food. I got food. I sat down. My water bottle was toast, so I needed to get water. I got water. I got food. I sat down, and my body just shut the frick down. It was like my body was like, "Hey, you're dead." So I got to walk around a little bit and explore Area 15 a little bit. This is, if you've heard of Omega Mart, it's sort of like a giant ARG experience where like there's some crazy alternate reality. It's like an adult theme park almost, where there's a bunch of like lore and there's a bunch of puzzles that you can solve and places you can explore. Like, that's part of Area 15. They also have a lot of VR experiences in Area 15. All of them, by the time I got my food and I was like feeling okay to like walk around and explore, everything had massive lines. Lucius, welcome in. Have a good night. Absolutely. Thanks for popping in. Hydrate and stretch. All right, I can do that. There's a hydrate. All right, we'll do a stretch. I'm gonna stare. Look, I'm staring. I apologize. There's nothing I can do about it. All right, there we go. So let me see who, before we continue with the Area 15 stuff, at the VTuber meetup, I got to see a lot of people, besides Nikita, that I just didn't take any pictures with, or I couldn't get any, like, they didn't have business cards or anything. But I ran into, Sweetie was there. my guy, Sweetie. I didn't know he was there. Nobody knew he was gonna be there, but he showed up. Hazumi, I got to talk to a little bit. Gucci was there. Gucci is awesome. Huge mod for a bunch of communities. Good guy. Who else? I also ran into, who else did I run into there? Spectre Zero was there. I got to meet her, which was awesome. Did not expect that. There were so many people there that I like talked to and got to like swap stories and that sort of stuff. But again, it was outside, it was hot. There were so many people there, so it was very chaotic, very crazy. I tried to hand out as many business cards as I could, but my anxiety stopped me. And then the same thing sort of happened with this. So again, I got to talk to some people, some cool people, hang out at a table for a little bit, got some food, got some water. And then by the time I could get up and like check stuff out, the lines were so friggin' long. The line to get into Omega Mart was like 200 people strong. And I was like, I'm not waiting in a line like that. So I only saw about half of the main building for Area 15. Apparently there was a lot of stuff, like if I kept going back, like to the back of the building, there was like a huge, like more areas that I just didn't see, which is crazy. But I ended up going, yeah, like I only ended up seeing like the front half. There's like 2 floors and Omega Mart is like right here. But there's like 2 floors. I got to explore a lot of like the front half of this. And then apparently like the back half, and there's like this giant open air like dance floor bar area back here that I just didn't know about. But where I ended up was I left and I went over here to the Illuminarium, which had a space theme, which looked like this. They had multiple rooms when I was going through that. I think the closest thing to this that I've seen is in Japan. They have, God, what is that called? It's like an experience thing. Imagine Labs, something like that. Lab something. Wave, welcome in. But they're like experiences where it's like a touch experience or a visual experience or a feel experience or something like that. But they have rooms with like projections and that sort of stuff. This was similar to that, but they had bartenders in here as well. So I got to go sit in space and drink some drinks. And it was the perfect way to end the night. I was by myself at this point. I was just chilling. It was like 10:30, 11 o'clock, something like that. I was dead. So I got, again, you get, with the Twitchcon party, you got 3 drinks for free. So I got a water with my first drink, which apparently was like, they were like a $10 water if you bought it. It was either $10 or $13. It was crazy. Anyway, I got that for my first drink. And then, yeah, fancy water. It was like one of those metal cans as well. It was like, you could probably reuse it and that sort of stuff. But I got a Moscow Mule for my second drink because I freaking love mules. It's like my favorite drink ever. I love mules. So I got that for my second drink when I got here. And then for my last drink, I was pretty tired. I was going to leave soon. So I walked up to the bartender and I was like, hey, I have 1 drink ticket left. I'm going to be leaving soon. Like this place is closing soon. Is there something that you like to make that nobody requests? Or is there something that you find particularly good that you think would be kind of cool to make? And he was sort of like, there's a couple things. And he's like, what do you generally like? And I'm like, I'm fine with anything, really. Like, I don't really care. And he goes, okay, here's what I'm gonna do. He goes, I'm gonna make you a margarita. However, and I wish I had gotten the label, but it was dark in there and I couldn't see. He goes, this whatever it was, he goes, this is like top shelf tequila. He goes, you will not find a better tequila than this. And he like loads up the margarita with like half of this and then dumps like margarita mix in the rest of it. And he's like, this is like the most expensive drink that I can make here. He's like, enjoy. I was like, sick, thanks, man. I gotta say, it was delicious. Like, it was very, very good. Get wrecked, I know, right? But like, it worked. It wasn't like too strong or anything like that. Like, I enjoyed it. But it was just funny. He was like, this is like the best thing that I can make. But yeah, I just chilled out until they closed, basically. It was a little bit before they closed, and then I left. We're going back to Google Maps. I apologize for the flashbang. I gotta show you this. So when you leave Area 15, you notice like it's kind of like buffeted by these highways. So it's like right here, highways. You can't walk here. All right, you can walk here from like other areas, but you can't walk here from like across either of these highways, right? So in order to get here, I had to take an Uber, and the Uber basically went all the way over here, all the way over here, all the way over here, and then you have to take this across, and then through this road, and then up here, and then into the parking lot, and then you leave the same way, basically, in order to get anywhere. Arriving, it took maybe 10 minutes because I was super early. I was basically right as they opened, I was there, right? To get dropped off, it was fine. However, when I was leaving, there was a line of cars out here, out here, out here, out here, out here, and then like all across in these, like there was a massive line. It took me an hour to get picked up from Uber or Lyft. I don't remember who I went with at the time. It was crazy. It cost me like $50. And it took, here's the thing. I got a driver that said their location was here. I was like, holy crap. There's a person in there. They're like, it's only going to take them like 10 minutes to get through the line, like 10, 15 minutes to get through the line. And I was like, oh my God, to the point where I walked over here and I was like looking for them. And I'm like, why can't I find my Uber? Like it says like that they should be here, their location. And then I waited 20 minutes and their location never updated. And then their location updated and they were here. They were here. And then they went, I watched them. They sat here for like another 10 minutes. Again, it's like a half an hour. And then they went, no. And then they went, me. And they went south. They went away from my pickup location. So I'd been sitting there outside. Well, it's fine, it's nighttime. But like, I'd been sitting there for over a half an hour waiting for this person who I thought when I clicked the pickup and it said, we found you a driver, it said they were literally right here. And then suddenly a half an hour later, they're over here. And then they start going away from my location. I have no idea what they were doing, what they were thinking. I was like, well, that sucks. So I canceled that ride. And then I was like, I checked the wait time for like getting another one. And it was like, I would have to wait another hour. And I was like, oh my God, this is literally the worst situation ever. They've noped out probably. Maybe they were here and then they like left and they forgot to cancel. But like that sucks because like if you're gonna nope out of there, cancel so that I'm not standing around. Like don't be, you know, is the worst. So I've heard that you don't walk around Vegas at night. So what did I do? I walked around Vegas at night. I was like, I'm not waiting here. So I went up here. I went no, and then I went no, and then I went no. And then I went, no, 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 no. I got all the way out here to like this other section where it's like a lot easier to get to for Ubers. And once I was here, I got another one. It took them like 20 minutes to make it because they were like some crazy distance away and everyone else was gridlocked at area 15. But I finally got out of there. I think by the time, so the party was supposed to be from 7 to 11. And I think by the time I left, it was after midnight. I had waited like over an hour all told to leave. It was so bad. And I was already exhausted. I was like 2 drinks in, but I was fine. Like I handle alcohol pretty well. But I was just tired, you know? It was just bad. So yeah, so that happened. Let me see if I'm missing anything. So that was on Friday. I think that was it. Okay, yeah, we'll get to that. So I got back, I fell asleep. I slept in. I think I got food. I ordered delivery or something to my hotel. But first thing in the morning, I didn't do anything. I slept in because the meet and greet for Stream Elements for Bao and Numi and Yuzu and gang was at 1:30. So I was in bed until noon. And then I took an Uber to the convention center and I walked in. And then I went straight to here. I got in line and I don't know what they were doing. I don't know what they're doing. This is Bao. She's wearing her blueberry outfit. And then Numi is wearing her cow outfit. And Yuzu was dressed up like a wizard. Tricky was dressed up like a Teletubby. Cinder had her cosplay, her like half cosplay on with her really cool hoodie. And Vienna had a Bowser cosplay on. I like how they separated. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why they decided to do this, but okay. Not the Bowberry. Oh, it was so funny because Bao started deflating like halfway through. But I guess now's as good a time. No, I guess I'll wait till the end. I'll wait till the end. But I got all of them to. I was trying to think of like what they could like sign or whatever because they weren't doing pictures really. Because like if they each took pictures with everybody, I think they had over 100 people that they separated into 2 time slots. So they did the first 50 and then the second 50. If they took pictures with everybody, it was just like they would not have gotten through everybody. So they were just signing stuff, like signing badges and signing stuff. I was trying to think of what I could get them to sign. So I got all of them to sign a Bidet Gang business card. So they're now all honorary Bidet Gang members. So I'll show that in a little bit. But I left there. They're all super sweet. Yuzu, as usual, when I meet Yuzu, she always calls me Sai or Sayu. I don't know why. This time I walked up and she goes, Sayu, how are you? And I'm like, that's not, okay. She knows who I am, but she doesn't know what my name is, which is hilarious. I've met Yuzu, I think probably 4 times now, IRL, like 3 or 4 times. Every time she calls me Sai. And even in stream, when I'm like, I'll like raid and we'll be like Eggy raid, and I'll say like, hey Eggy, and she still calls me Sai. So I think it's either a bit now or something. She's the only one. But we left, I left there and I walked over across the way. There's a Yamaha booth where they're like doing a bunch of stuff. And they had Charming Joe and Lily Pichu. I know this guy's like super famous as well. He was playing piano. I didn't recognize his name. But they were playing some crazy music and singing, and it was amazing. I got a full like half an hour concert from these three, and it was just amazing. If y'all don't know who Charming Joe is, look him up. He live streams. He's I believe he's Korean, and he's a quote unquote gamer. But most of his streams, he has like these super famous Korean artists just like crashing his stream. They do improv music together or they sing songs. He's an incredible singer. He plays like a ton of different instruments, like incredible. And then Lily Pichu, she's amazing. She has her own music and that sort of stuff. She plays the piano, she sings. Both of these two are amazing. I was in heaven just like listening to them do their thing. It was very cool. And then I wandered over back to Connor's wall. I found myself like just like gravitating back to the wall just so that I could see people like drawing and stuff. And I just sort of like was looking around, and I happened to spot somebody in extremely baggy tech clothes. Like I was like, that person looks familiar, and I was like, oh, I know that person. And I got to see a certain Demon Dice at the convention. I didn't know she was gonna be there. I don't think anyone knew she was gonna be there. This was right before she did the live stream. She's part of one of their large events that was live streamed at Twitchcon. But she did a little doodle. Her art is it's incredible how much talent she has. I know her music isn't for everybody, but her art is amazing, and I really enjoy most of her music. It's just crazy. But I got to see her do her little doodle, and then I think I scared the crap out of her by like kind of like walking up. She was not interacting with anybody. I don't think anyone nearby recognized her at the time, but I just sort of like walked up and I was like, hey. I was like, I'm really excited to see you in K-Son in Japan next month. And she was like, she's like, oh, right, yeah. Because apparently, unless something changes, K-Son is doing a live meet and greet in Tokyo next month, which will take place after I am there. So I got a ticket. I didn't get a VIP ticket because they sold out in like 2 minutes. But Demon Dice is going to be there along with, apparently Henya is going to be there. I think she's going to be virtual because I can't see Henya leaving the house. But K-Son's going to be there. So it should be a good time, but I'm really excited. And then I got to draw another crappy symbol. I thought this one came out, like the shape of this one came out a lot better, but I forgot to do the black line here. But yeah, definitely the marker's fault. Again, I was hanging around this wall a lot day 2. Here we go. This is so freaking cool. I'm so upset. I don't know who did this. I've tried to look up their name. It looks like the dead girl dad or something like that. The dead. I have no idea. It's something weird. But they drew Batsard Cat it's a mascot from Tob's streams. If y'all know Tob, you've definitely seen Bastard Cat. But they just captured the essence of Bastard Cat so well. And I posted this to Tob's Discord, and I was like, bruh, somebody didn't put this on the wall at TwitchCon. 15-digit long name, which is one of the mods, was like, somebody should add Four Loko. So I was like, I'll try. So I added a Four Loko to the image. I did my best. It's not my best work, but I tried with the tools that were available to me. Oh yeah, and then this is what I was talking about earlier. Slaro from 7MC did an incredible full like wall of art of like VTuber mascots. Just crazy stuff. I'm sure you've seen them all on Twitter already, but I took some other images or some other pictures of other images that were crazy. This from One Piece, this art was crazy. There's some insane artists that did crazy stuff with the markers. I don't understand how they did it. I really don't. But then I saw a little doodle from PB and Jebby as well. And then I didn't really have too much to do. The VShojo party, the VShojo after party was so this was Saturday. This was day 2. It started at 9. So I had a lot of time, and I had met up with Curse and Vile from the community. Y'all know Curse and Vile. But I had seen them a couple times, and I was like, yo, I've got nothing to do this afternoon until 9. So maybe we could plan and go eat with some people somewhere. Go find like a buffet or something at like 5. What did I do? I found myself sitting down and watching Schooled live, which was live streamed. I did not need to sit there and watch it live. That was my bad. I just sort of like wandered in, and I was like, oh, this looks interesting. Because I've seen a bunch of like the OTK stuff before, and it was really fun. I'm glad I was there, but I think it went for like, I think I walked in at like 4 o'clock, and it ended at like 7 or something like that. It was like 3 hours. It was like 2 or 3 hours. I completely lost track of time. And by the time that I had gotten out, it was almost 7. It was like around 7 o'clock. And I wanted to get to the VShojo thing early, because the first 100 people to the VShojo after party were supposed to get free VShojo / Senpai Squad merch. So I was like, well, no time to eat, because I just completely lost track of time. That was my bad. So I just went straight to the Hard Rock, which was where the event was supposed to be. Let's see, is this, or was it? I was like the 5th person in line for the VShojo after party. I thought that there were going to be a lot more people because the first 100 people were supposed to get free merch. Free VShojo merch. I knew a lot of people were going. Like, a lot of people were going. So I showed up about an hour and a half early, like an idiot. The whole time that I was in line, I was staring at the Hard Rock restaurant. The Hard Rock Cafe restaurant. The venue was above the restaurant, and there was supposed to be food involved. Specifically, cash bar plus food. Freebies for the first 100 in line. Senpai Squad plus V Shoujo merch. Wow, amazing. Look at this cool stuff. Tickets are limited. Yay! Turns out that wasn't true. I was the first 5 in the door. I had not eaten all day. Again, I missed out on like going to a buffet or something. And I was just like, it's fine. They're gonna have food at the party. I'm super, super hungry. It's not gonna be that big of a deal. It's gonna be fine. I walk in the door. I was in the first 5 in the door. No merch. No merch. And let me actually do this. I'm gonna quickly go over this. Here we go. I'm gonna quickly go over this. Here's your freebie. Yeah, middle finger. That's certainly what it seemed like. At the time, I bought a VIP ticket. I bought a VIP ticket as well to this event, and it was just garbage. Like, the event itself was okay. I know a lot of people that had fun, but it was just so poorly handled in so many aspects. I was very upset. And then even False today, or yesterday, I put it in the video how disappointed people were with this after party. So for me, VIP tickets were supposed to have a priority entrance line. Nope, everyone's in the same line. Staff had no clue what was going on. First 100 people should have gotten free merch, specifically Senpai Squad plus V Shoujo merch. Nope. I had to get a DM. Senpai Squad DM'd me after I expressed my dissatisfaction with the merch, which was what, here? Oh yeah, so first 5 in, I'm not mad, just disappointed, actually kind of mad. They DM'd me on Twitter after this and was like, hey, go over to the the photo booth to get your merch. Turns out, I'll show you the merch later. It wasn't V Shoujo merch. It wasn't V Shoujo merch. So that didn't help. There was no V Shoujo branding. There was no V Shoujo merch table. There was no merch table at all. It was like a Hard Rock merch table. There was nothing. There was absolutely no merch there for anything relevant to us, which was disappointing. Food plus cash bar was promised. Nope. No food. Again, they DM'd me on Twitter. And they were like, yeah, they told us, the venue told us today that there's no food available. And I was like, why didn't you tell attendees? You guys knew, what, an hour in advance or something? You could have told us. But no, just the bar. Just the bar. Only drinks. Badly organized. I know. I should have known. Did they at least have a ball pit? No. No foam pit either after last year. Also, what makes this particularly egregious, in my opinion, this one right here, is not only was there no food, but for people that were idiots like me and hadn't eaten for a long time, once you found out that there was no food in the club, there was no re-entry allowed. So you couldn't even leave, get food, and come back. You were just high and dry. Like, literally the worst possible situation. It just made absolutely no sense. They gave us wristbands. So, like, it's not even like they couldn't have done re-entry. I don't understand why that rule was there. We just had to walk downstairs and get food and then come back up. But no re-entry at all. As a VIP ticket holder, we had access to no food for you. I know. We had access to a little raised section on the side with like low tables, couches, high tables. It was not too bad. There were couches, like there was room. About a half hour in, like everyone was vibing. We got our drinks, you know, that sort of stuff. An entire, basically like half of the VIP section was roped off. We were kicked off the couches and we were told that the couches and low table section had been rented out separately by private parties. So having VIP basically meant you got to stand in a different location than everyone else. There was zero benefit from having VIP. It was a smaller area, slightly closer to the stage, and it was just garbage. It was like actually the worst experience. I added this one because I think it's very pertinent. Drinks weren't allowed on the dance floor, on the dance floor. So everyone had to stay in the bar area, which was like maybe a third of the size of the club. Not even half. Okay. So if you wanted to drink and you didn't have VIP, you had to go to the bar area and drink in the bar area. And you know what happens when you pack an at capacity club and then force everyone that wants to drink into half of the club? It was the worst. Everyone was pressed up against each other. The lines to get drinks, I heard, were going for like 45 minutes to get a single drink. You know why? Because they only had 3 bartenders on staff. Yeah, this is how everyone got sick. This is like one of the reasons. For sure. For sure. Imagine having, I'm assuming we had like 500 people plus people there. Imagine having only 3 bartenders on staff for a 500 plus person event. They had a giant bar. They had room for like 10 bartenders, but no, only 3. Only 3. It was garbage. It was garbage. So anyway, it was pretty cool. Like the venue itself was pretty neat. But they had Senpai Squad up on the TVs everywhere. The problem is there's no Vishojo branding or anything. Just fun times. And then I took this picture here. This is me in the bar area looking down into the restaurant area. Also pictured the restaurant a floor down that I couldn't get food at because of no re-entry. Is literally like I could reach out and touch it, but I wasn't allowed. Just actually the worst. Should have brought a rope to repel, right? So above this, so there was an outdoor area. There was an outdoor area for like smoking or whatever. That was completely packed, by the way. I could have dropped a rope straight down and rappelled down into this area. I could have. Because it was all outdoors. Let's see. So I ended up, toss me and Glizzy, right? Just like shout down at the people that are eating down below. Oh my god. But yeah, so I hung around for about 2 hours. Again, empty stomach. I drank as much water as I could. I had a couple drinks, and then I got an invite from an amazing group of people that were like, hey, we're leaving because this place sucks. Do you want to join us? And I was like, I know a lot of people here. but I'm just not having a good time. I want food, and potentially there was maybe we're gonna get food or something like after or during with this other group. So I was like, you know what, screw it. I joined them, and I had a good time. We went out. We were out for another couple hours. I still didn't get food. I got more drinks. Still didn't get food. But I found out that I can handle quite a lot of alcohol on an empty stomach, which is new. Sounds like a bad time. I was fine, apparently. Maybe I just drank a lot of water. But the people that I was with, I had a great time. So I'm glad for them for saving me from this craziness. Just want to eat when I want to eat. Yeah, pretty much. It was half my fault, mostly their fault. I should have eaten beforehand. I should have known. Let's see. Yep. Just disappointment of the after party. The food was right down there. Yeah, I know. That made it worse. But yeah, I went out with a bunch of mods and people from the castle, and Faye and Sneb and a bunch of other VTubers were there. It was awesome. We had a good time. All right, and then the next day. So actually, no. When it was done, all told, I think I was done there. I left at 1:30 a.m. to go back to my apartment. Wanted to go back to my hotel. And I was talking to the Uber driver, and I was like, bruh, what's your like favorite meal to order when it's like the middle of the night and you need something? And he was like, well, we have Steak and Shake. And I've always wanted Steak and Shake, so I ordered Steak and Shake to be delivered. And I ate Steak and Shake. I had like a burger and a shake and some fries when I got back to my hotel room. And it was really good. I didn't get a melt. Curse got mad at me because apparently there's a melt or something at Steak and Shake that's really good. I ended up just I got a burger, and I got a garlic burger, and I got a shake. So I just like gorged myself, and then I went to bed, and then I woke up in the morning, and it was Sunday, and it was the last day. So I went back to the convention center. Again, I'm taking Ubers to the convention center. I'm so excited for this. It might have to wait. Till I'm back from Japan. Because a lot of this is not VR, but a lot of this has to do with like the 3D stuff. And I don't have hand trackers or anything like that. So I can't use this much, but there's an app called Obscure, which is built in Unreal Engine 5, specifically for VTubers and streamers who want a 3D environment. They have a bunch of pre-programmed environments. You can make your own, upload your model to the program, do a bunch of stuff. It's just insane. This is so cool. I ended up spending like a half an hour talking to the staff at this booth. It's just so cool. Sir pops in. Sir, by the way, thank you for the shout out. I would have completely forgotten about this if you hadn't pinged me about it. But I'm very, very excited to give this a shot. It just seemed really cool, especially when they get like a little bit further down the development line. Just glad Gun finally got a break. She was on crunch for weeks. Really? Oh God. Yeah, that sounds horrible. It sounded like, because I was talking to their community manager, and from what she was saying, it sounded like they were like seriously going at it to get ready for TwitchCon. Yeah, that sounds horrible. Yeah, our art gun, for those that don't know, is the art / designed lead, I believe, on the project. So, you know, it's gonna be good. Anything art touches is amazing. Art director, there we go. But yeah, I'm excited to download this, and like, again, the art gun director. Once I get all of my stupid issues solved with my current setup and everything, hopefully I can give it a shot. Hopefully I can give it a shot. But right after this, I went to. I got a notification that Lena and Juniper were gonna be at the doing a little meet and greet, and apparently they got swarmed right as they walked in the door. but I was one of the like, I think I was like 20th in line or something like that. So I got pictures with them. I put an egg over my face. I probably should have put an egg over theirs. Or put something over theirs, but Lena always dresses up, so she's usually fine with pictures, and Juniper had like a full getup over her face, so I think it's fine. But they were both super sweet. Lena's just super inspirational, still like making it out to these events even with her health issues and how problematic it is. Like, she has to freaking fly from New Zealand anytime she wants to do anything, and it's just crazy. And then Juniper's art is just nuts, just super cool. And then right after doing that meet and greet, I ran into Mizzy, who's just an icon. If you know V Shoujo, like cosplayers, Senpai Squad cosplayers, like she's been around for a while. But she was doing her Giga cosplay this weekend, so I was super happy to run into her. She's just great. For anyone that might not know, if you saw at AX, not last year, or not this year, but last year at AX, there was a viral video going around Twitter of Iron Mouse cosplayer twerking in front of a like a Christian church protester. That was Mizzy. They were out in force last year protesting Anime Expo for some reason. Apparently we're going to hell because we like anime. But yeah, that was the thing. So she ended up doing a little dance and in front of one of their signs, and that kind of went viral. But but yeah, so I've known about her since then. She's pretty awesome. Hell's got all the good anime anyway, probably. But yeah, I just went back to walking the halls, so I got to see her. She's awesome. She was super nice, super nice. Anyone that like does anything, like takes a picture or just like spends any time, that's like, I'm always super grateful, you know. It's so nice. Like, I don't want to take up anyone's time, but it's so cool that like they're fine taking a couple seconds and saying hi and talking or taking a picture. It's so nice. So I was just walking around the convention, and then I ran into somebody. Like, I don't know how this happened, But Shy Lily was basically just walking around the last day of the convention. She had like a security guard with her or somebody, but she was just milling around. I saw her that day. I saw her like probably 6 different times. She was dressed up as herself. She was doing herself cosplay. But she was super nice. I tried to tell her, I gave her a Bidet Gang card, and I tried to explain what it was, and she didn't understand. She didn't understand. So I'm sorry, Shy Lily, that I confused the crap out of you with Bidet Gang. I'm really sorry, but she let me take a picture anyway. She was so confused. She was like, "What?" Should have just told her it was a cult. Yeah, that might have worked. And then it was the last day. So we had one last VTuber meetup. No, I said it might have been easier. No. No. I didn't admit it was a cult. I said that might have been an easier explanation. We're not a cult. No, we're not a cult. It's not. No, it's not.
Wah.
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 Serp, it's you.
Wow. Wow.
Wow. But in the food court that afternoon, you should stream. You should totally stream. We had there was a lot of VTubers there. But it was just basically like, if you knew, you knew, sort of invites only sort of thing. But there was a bunch of us that got together in the food court, and there were so many people here. I got to finally meet Vivi. Mirrodin was there. This guy was this person was the one that put together the Discord, which is like, I recognize so many people here. I just forget their names. Mari was there. Think you recognize that guy? Let's see, who else was there? So Mari posted that Roy was there. Oh yeah, Odyssey. Okay, so this is somebody that I actually so them and Mirrodin, I got to hang out with them quite a bit actually over the weekend. For anyone that doesn't know, they did Tara, Marora Khan's, the new VShojo member. They did their BGM, and apparently they're going to be doing a lot more VShojo music in the future, which I'm super excited for. But they were so nice. They were so nice. But I got to hang out with them a few times over the weekend. But they're so cool. I really enjoyed hanging out with them. They're a VTuber as well, but they do mostly music, and their music is incredible. Like really cool. Who else is there? We've got this. We've got, oh yeah, Telgar. Telgar was pretty active in the Discord. And then Thule is the one that's with the tentacles that was leading the Discord. They were nice. I got to talk to them quite a bit as well over the weekend. They were like number 2 in line for the VShojo party, so we got to chat quite a bit. Chica was there. I forget which one they go by, but this person was there as well. This person was there as well. Erico. Adonis, seen them before. Yeah. There's so many people. Wait, where was it? Did I lose it? I'll just go here. They're all super nice. Very nice. Very cool, very chill. The problem is the food court's very busy, so we ended up like fracturing into different groups, and it was hard to like talk to everyone at once. And there were so many people. So that kind of sucked, but you know, whatever. So the one thing after this that I was really excited for was we were supposed to have basically a bidet gang meetup at Korean barbecue. So I had invited like a bunch of people. There's some castle members, there's some bidet gang members, and just literally over the weekend, one by one, people had to back out. Like a couple people had to leave for home because of emergencies. And a couple people like had other things pop up that they were invited to. Solo was stolen by Aethel when Aethel did a live stream. It's just like literally everything went wrong that could have gone wrong. So I had a reservation for like 8 to 10 people, and by the time I would have had to leave to get there, I think we had 2 people that were gonna go. So I was like, you know what, I'm just not, we have to cancel the reservation. So I had to call and cancel the reservation, and where was it? I went back to my hotel and ordered a small army of sushi and just spent the night in. It was sad, but you know what? Things happen. Next time we all get together, we need to definitely do something. And I think you two are a family of 4. Yeah, pretty much. I think next time I'll try and do something. I think I'll try and do something earlier, because this was basically like the last day of the convention. Curse couldn't have made it because Curse had to leave early as well. Just because the flight, Curse flight was like early on Sunday, and I had planned this for like Sunday night. So I think it was part my bad planning and part just like stuff just didn't work out. It was sad. So the next day I had, it was free. I had nothing going on. I had no plans. I did want to hit up one buffet, so I ended up hitting probably the worst buffet that I could have. I had heard good things about the Wicked Spoon for a brunch buffet, so I hit them up a little bit after they opened. I think it was like, this was Monday, and I got some good food. But it wasn't anything like incredible. It wasn't anything incredible. It was a good price, to be honest. It's one of the cheaper buffets on the strip, that I found out later. But you know what? I wasn't super thrilled. We got some chicken, some eggs Benedict, some tacos. They had marrow that was actually pretty good, but very small portions. I could have stacked like a billion of these and still ate more. They had like ramen and shumai and stuff, but it was all like really mid quality. It wasn't that good. Their desserts were pretty good. And then as I was finishing up, I noticed the line. They had brought out a crap ton of crab. So I got a bunch of crab and I just laid waste to the crab. You should have seen the line. There were people lined up. Like, I got in somewhat early, but there were people lined up like all the way across the restaurant. and there were people piling crab on their plates. It was nuts. You'd think these people had never eaten anything in their lives. It was crazy. So I had like 2 sets of legs, and I was dead afterwards. And then was it Girl DM? I saw a Girl DM on Twitter was talking about she had gone back to Area 15 to go to Omega Mart that day. And I was like, oh, I never got to check out Omega Mart. And then I looked up tickets, and it was like $50. And I was like, my flight is at 8 o'clock. It's like noon right now. Why not? So I jumped in, and I got an Uber. I made sure to get an Uber because it's like crazy timing to try and time everything. I checked. I made sure there were tickets available. I got an Uber. My Uber was on the way. I went to buy a ticket for 1 p.m. because there were tickets available for 1 p.m. I clicked on the tickets for 1 p.m. and they sold out. I was gonna go to Omega Mart. I had my Uber on the way. I clicked the ticket. It said there were 2 tickets available. And when I clicked it, it said sold out. So I was like, you know what? Screw this. Screw everything. I just want to go home. I changed my Uber to go back to the hotel and then to the airport. I picked up my bag. I went to the airport, and I got to the airport 6 hours early. I ordered the largest mocha frappuccino I could, and I just chilled there for 6 hours until my flight took off. So it's like one of the super anticlimactic ending to the whole experience. I didn't do any gambling. I don't really have anything against gambling in particular. I'd like to play cards. I should probably have played blackjack at some point. I probably should have played slots at some point just to say that I have. But I just didn't. I didn't end up doing anything. You went to the airport early in Hawaii and then hung out in the United Club for hours. Yeah, I probably could have gotten a club. Ate so many meatballs. I know sometimes, depending on how busy it is, you can just buy a ticket. It's like 20 or 30 bucks to get into a club. I probably should have done that, but I just, it's like 50. Oh my God. I guess if they have good food, it's probably worth it. But I used to have a card that allowed me 2 visits a year to a certain one, but I don't use that card anymore. It was worth it for the private bathroom. Oh yeah. And I know they have, a lot of times they specifically have outlets at all of their tables and that sort of stuff, right? So it's like a lot more convenient. You like plug in a laptop and that sort of stuff. Yeah. And then yeah. Flew out. I met a lot of really cool people, a lot of new friends. A lot of neat people. I'm trying to remember. So Saturday, trying to remember anything that I like forgot going through. Saturday, Aethel and Yen showed up. They weren't live streaming or anything, but they were walking around the floor, so I got to say hi to Aethel. That was pretty cool. And while I was talking to Aethel, a group rolled up, and it was Buff Pup and Shia and a couple other people. So I got to say hi to Buff, and I got to say hi to Shia, and I got to give them Bidet Gang cards. Shia was freaking out. they were freaking out over the concept of a bidet gang. We got into a conversation, and it's basically like, when I get larger, I'm gonna start a business that combines a gamer chair and a bidet. That was basically what the conversation turned into. So when I get larger, that's what we're gonna do. But I've watched too much of Shia's content. Who needs to get up from the game? Exactly. But I freaking love Buff. I've watched Buff for years. And it was amazing just to take a couple minutes and talk to the group and have some fun. So that was really cool. RGB tushy cleaning, exactly. I'm trying to think. Oh, so after going way back to Thursday, after I picked up my badge day 0, I was just hanging around because I was gonna try and wait for Gucci and crew to show up so I could hang out with them for a little bit, and I didn't end up. They were a little bit later than I was expecting, but I ended up running into Pete Premier 2, who had just gotten his badge right after I did. He was like the first one that I talked to at the con. He's amazing. I got to tell him he's got some of the best energy on the platform. I freaking love Pete's streams and everything that he's done. He deserves all of the views and everything that he's getting now, all the attention. It's just cool. But he was struggling because when you get a badge at TwitchCon, the necklace or the like lanyard or whatever that they give you has 2 clips to hook into each side of the badge. And the one that they gave him, one of his clips was like fused shut, so you couldn't open it to clip through the badge. So I had it was him and somebody else that I didn't recognize and me, and we were all like struggling to try and get the clip open, and we just couldn't get the clip open. So eventually somebody ran back and got him a new lanyard. It was so funny. I didn't end up giving him a card because it was day 0 and I didn't have any on me, and I had completely forgotten to. But yeah, that's that was a thing. So we're pretty much done here. I wanted to show off a couple things that I got at the con, and then we'll move on. I want to play some Star Rail. I got a roll for Topaz. I'm very excited. But here we go. We're gonna do this. Flesh alert. Flesh alert. Flesh alert. I got the hand cam back out. There we go. I know, ew, right? 1, I'm a male VTuber. First of all, ew. Gross. 2, flesh alert. No thank you. Nobody needs that. Daz, welcome in. Ew, male VTuber, I know. Oh, Daz, so something that you'll appreciate. I actually got to meet Mari over the TwitchCon weekend. Yeah, you're Oshi, I know. It was so cool. I was just chatting, and she was like, we were chatting for a little bit, and she was like, I know you. And I was like, huh? She's like, I know you. I was like, how? Because at the time she didn't have a badge on or anything, so I didn't know who she was. And I was like, who are you? How do you know me? I don't know. Nobody should know me. It was so funny. All right. Here we go. It was so funny. The way she said it too was, I was like, all right, let's start with the stuff that I bought, and then we can go to the freebies, and then I'll show the cards at the end. So here we go. Again, flesh alert. So I got this amazing pin. This is the female MC from Star Rail. Finally people showing her awkwardness again. No, she was great. She was great. It was awesome to talk to her. But yeah, this is a Star Rail female MC pin. It was very, very cool. Yeah, for sure. I'm glad I saw a lot of Star Rail merch, a lot more than I saw at AX. Like per booth. You grow bright red. And that was it Hayun? Did you see that? They had so much cool stuff at their booth. I really enjoyed their art style and everything. So finally I got one of those. And then I think you say Sile? Hello. Please? Bruh. Well. So they had posted on Twitter that they had some stickers. Well, it's supposed to have auto zoom or auto adjust, but for some reason it wasn't picking up there. But so they had something super cool that I was super excited for, but they had these super nice stickers. So this was a bow one. These are like really nice, like vinyl weatherproof stickers. So that's the bow one that I got from them, and they had Hazami stickers. So this is like, I freaking love Hazami. So this is Hazami's new design. So I got a really nice vinyl Hazami sticker as well from them. Let's see if we can if we can't get this in focus here. There we go. What do you mean? Everyone does Genshin. Like literally everyone does Genshin. I think the problem with Star Rail is that Star Rail is still new. So like Star Rail only came out what, like six months ago. So finally artists and stuff are seeing that there's a market for Star Rail, because there was very few Star Rail things at AX, and I'm seeing more and more artists like starting to do art for Star Rail. So I'm happy. I'm very happy for that. Just rumblings in your circle? Really? That's weird. No one expects buff pom pom. All right, and then I got some free merch. Tips, welcome in. Tip, dang it, man. All right, I'll do the stretch right now. All right, we're gonna do the stretch right now. And drink. Doing a stretch. Oh yeah, I can totally see that does. That makes sense. It sure has been a little while. It's been 2 weeks, Tibbs. I'm just at the very end of my wrap up stuff. Okay, here we go. So I'm gonna grab these. So I got some free merch on the last day. So the obscure booth had a pin that I got. This is a really neat enamel pin from the obscure booth. They also gave me, I don't know if they did this for a lot of people, but it seemed like they didn't. But I got a t-shirt. It says obscure. It was very obscure, right? But like I said, I spent almost an hour at the booth talking with them. And at the end, the community manager was like, come. I've got some stuff for you. And then also the last day, I went back to the Stream Elements booth and I got this, which I like the design. It's pretty crazy, but I like that it's very specifically Stream Elements Vegas. But I thought that was cool, so I got a couple t-shirts, which is pretty crazy. Yeah, the convention was pretty good. It was pretty good. All right, so as far as VTuber cards, we're gonna go through these in order. So we got Telgar, and I got a little sticker. This is a very sus brain, by the way. This is a very, very, very sus brain. I don't know if I like this design. Looks kind of sus. And then we also got Thick Teacup. We got one. They do Apex and Valorant, Overwatch. Got some stickers there. We got Adonis and got one of his cards as well. It's cool to have something to trade. And then I got a card for Mari. Mari is one of the staff at Offkai, which I found out later. I'm so freaking excited. Let's see if we can get it. There we go, Marigato. I'm so excited for Offkai. I'm very much there. And then we've got some other cool stuff. I guess we'll just go on. So I forgot, I also got I also met gosh, I don't even know. I'm pretty sure it's Ugu Bear, right? Right? Y'all know Ugu? There we go. I got her card. I got to talk to her. Yeah, Ugu. Yeah. I got to talk to her. She was awesome. She's always awesome. I've met her a couple times. I met her a couple times. I actually I thought she had a my Sharpie was stolen. I thought she had a Sharpie when she was doing her meet and greet at the I think it was the Elgato booth or something. But I got her to sign a Bidet Gang card. Stupid oh, there we go. But she just had a pen. So I got that. Did anyone ask you why the Bidet Gang? Yeah, I gave my whole spiel like a dozen times this weekend. It was very, very nice. I got to meet Vivi. She was amazing. She was awesome. All I got was this sticker. She was great. She's been very active in the Discord. She's very nice. I like her a lot. And then for those that know, this is Gucci's card. I wonder where's my. Let's do this. Yeah, Gucci's a homie. I like Gucci a lot. There we go. Gucci's card is sick. I freaking love the design on it. But Gucci is also off-Kai staff this year. So I'm really, really excited for off-Kai. There we go. Look at that. Look at that man's. Gucci's like really sick. Like he is a real one. Definitely making communities better. Saw him showing his card. Glad to see the other side. Yeah. All right, now here's one of the coolest cards that I saw the entire weekend. So Hazami got. Here we go. Oops. Hazami got Fate Grand Order style business cards made up, and this thing is crazy. It's shiny. Look at that. It's so cool. It looks just like one of the cards from FGO Arcade. Look at this. And she's got the back. Totally not stolen art. But this is one of the coolest ideas that I saw. It was very, very cool. So it's like you've got Gucci going with like the super minimal look, like just the basics with a really cool design, and then you've got Hazami going super over the top with this. But God, I love both of them. Make yours minimal, yeah. So I'm not gonna show the back. I'm not gonna show the back of this. But I met Mountain Dew at a couple of times actually. He does a lot of stuff in the back end for Vishojo, so I got his card. He's pretty awesome. I like everything that he's been involved in and his stuff for Vishojo. So it's just cool to have like an actual Vishojo card. Their business cards are so nice. And then before we move on to the last thing, so this is kind of interesting. You see that? It just says shh on it. It just says shh on it. I was handed this the last day of the con. Last couple hours, I was just chilling in the food court. This is a extremely thick card. This is from Pokimane, which just leads to a website where you sign up for information, and apparently it's some secret event or something that's gonna happen. I have no idea. But it's got a QR code on the back. So I'm really curious what that's gonna be. But this is the thickest business card I have ever seen in my entire life. It's so freaking thick. It's like a credit card almost. And then you just got a little Pokemon sticker. Very cute. I liked it a lot. She got that money? Yeah. Yeah. All right, and then finally, see if we can do this. So this is what I ended up doing for a lot of my signatures. Since I didn't necessarily want people signing my badge, which I should have just had people sign like the back of my badge, but yeah. I got Cinder to sign Bidet Gang. This is Cinder. And then we got Vienna. And then we got Numi. I like how she does her little doodle on all of them whenever she does her signature. It's really, really cool. And then Tricky. Man, I freaking love Tricky. She's so funny. And then we've got a double signature from Bao. Tried to use the gold and it didn't work. And then we've got the black on top of the gold. Very cool. I like how Bao's signature is just Bao. And then we got Yuzu. It was a neat little signature. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. I don't know if I want to know what this is. It's either a butt or just like a, it could be like a this face. Like a little uwu. I think it's an uwu face. There we go. But yeah, that's pretty much everything. I did want to show one last thing. Let me get these out of the way. So this is what I survive on. So whenever I go to a convention, I will get like a gallon jug of water for my hotel room and some snacks and some energy drinks, like just delivery. So I'll do that. That's like the first thing that I get, right? So Snyder's, this is what I survive on. If I can't get anything to eat, I'll have like a big bag of these in my hotel room. I just wanted to share that because that's really important to me. And then this is also really important to me. When I travel away from my bidet, you gotta go with these. Nerd. Gotta have the wet wipes. And then the last thing that I wanted to show has nothing to do. Wait, you brought a portable bidet on the Hawaii trip? I thought you said your hotel had a bidet. All right, well, I'm curious. I'm curious what Serp's got to say here. Hey, Nikki, how's it going? I'm realizing now, Nikki, that I didn't message you after Sunday, and I'm so sorry. Like all day, was it all day Monday or something? I should have said something. I was just sort of like out of it, like prepping to go home and all of that. Ugh, so frustrating. You did, but your sister didn't? Ah. All right, so this is the last thing that I wanted to show. It worked fine. All right, that's cool. That's good to know. Relatively easy to use. All right. Nice. Not too bad. Not too bad. So, finally, how long has Henya been in Vishojo? 6 months? 8 months? I finally got a delivery the day I landed. The day I landed, there was something in the mail for me. We got a Henya standee. Henya. It looks very cool. I like that they have this custom little base. It's pretty neat. And then, so this is going to be a little bit more difficult to show. I'm going to see if I can clear things out here and get my keyboard out of the way. All right, let's see if this works. All right, here we go. I have a full desk mat. This thing is freaking huge. It's freaking huge. Like massive. I was not aware of how large this mat was gonna be. But I'm just glad finally I get the merch, because I ordered these day of her debut and they had pushed off delivery for a long time. Like originally they were like, it's supposed to be end of June, I think, and then they bumped it to July, then they bumped it to August, and then they bumped it to October, and then they bumped it to November. And then the last I heard, it was supposed to be delivered the first week of November. But I don't know if I was like some of the firsts to get it or what, but I ended up getting it the last week of October. But I'm happy. All right. Now that that's all out of the way, I'm going to switch over. We're going to play some Star Rail. And before we actually play any Star Rail, we're going to be pulling for Topaz. So I'm excited. Give me a minute. I'm gonna run to the bathroom. I'm gonna refill my drink. And thanks for hanging out. It's been 3 hours already. I should have known. It always takes me so long to do these. To do these wrap-ups. But thanks everyone for hanging out. I really appreciate you. I will be right back after this this music. Oh, it's getting dark. God, I love the transitions from day to night on my background. Oh, it's so cool. All right, I'll see y'all in a little bit, and I'm gonna switch over to Star Rail. When I come back, we'll play some games, and then we'll continue as long as I possibly physically can for hopefully I can go out 12 hours, but we'll see. But yeah, see you all in a little bit.
school choir if we live